Yes. But I'm seeing some new names, also seeing some there the other time. So at least someone must remember. Let me see. Ashley was around. Megan, I think Megan was also around. Even Aliyah was around. I don't remember. Who remembers what I said we are going to look at today? Can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher,
so
we can.
I assume that no one remembers. People weren't paying attention. Okay, so today I told you we are going to go through sequences and patterns. So some people have already looked at this topic, then some people had looked at it halfway, then some people had finished it and they had even gone to bearing. So I suggested that we first go through this topic, then we proceed to bearing. So that the people that had not yet finished the topic are not left behind, because it's not a hard topic. People looked at it in your primary, and then it's a common thing around us. You people have heard of patterns. Where in real life do you see patterns alone?
On
before we even
clothing designs?
Yes, clothing designs, especially the African prints, Bitenji, those Nigerian things, they have a lot of patterns. I'm going to request you to raise your hands before you say something, so that people don't interrupt each other when you're speaking. Where else do you pattern? Yes, Ryan.
Like, teacher, there are those people who plant like flowers. They plant them in patterns.
Okay, so you can plant flowers according to a certain pattern. You know, flowers have different colors, so some people plant them in a way that it follows a particular pattern that will make it look beautiful. Where else do we see patterns? You people see patterns around you every single day. I can think of like a gazillion patterns around me. How come you guys cannot think of patterns? Yes, Marilyn?
Like on blanket covers, how they put squares and triangles in a pattern.
Oh, okay, yeah, that too. Thank you, Marilyn. Then there is someone using an Infinix Hot 7. Please rename so that I don't call you Infinix. That would be but you had up. Please rename. Okay, I can give you like some of the patterns just to help you you know, your brain up so that you see that there are many patterns around you. So apart from the patterns in our clothes and the patterns you see around you, like there are also patterns in what? In farming. You remember when studying in SST asked you, what are the ways you can control soil erosion? Then some people were saying by mulching, afforestation. There is, I think, crop rotation, whereby you divide your land into like several parts, and then you keep on changing, following a particular pattern. If for this season, let's say you've divided your land, you've divided it into like 4 parts. Here, this season you put beans, here you put maybe maize, here you put cassava, and maybe here you put what? Let's say maybe you put vegetables. So when your season ends, when you're rotating, you make sure that wherever you planted beans, you change, because remember, crop rotation is for many reasons. There is also that aspect of pests. When you use crop rotation, you confuse the pests. Here to find beans, then the next season they find cassava. Then they're like, where did this man or woman put the what? The beans. So they follow a certain pattern. There are some plants that have deep roots, and then there are some plants that have roots that are not very deep. Now, plants like beans, their roots are really on the surface. So if in this season, in this section, you put beans, the next season, you make sure you put something that has deeper roots. Crop rotation works, and that is a pattern. You keep using the same pattern. Of course, after some time, you will repeat the pattern. After like 3 seasons, you find that beans have come back here. That is a pattern in farming. Then there is also a pattern in people's behavior. When you, I don't know whether okay, I think they also teach it in science. They tell you when a child is young, there is that stage whereby everything they touch, they put it in the mouth. Even if it is something bad, even if it is something sour. People are coming up with patterns. Yes, Mason?
Weather patterns.
Yes, weather patterns. That's how people come up with seasons. You hear people saying, this is a rainy season. Then they tell you, this season is for the sun. Don't expect any rain. How do people find out those seasons? It is through patterns. They will look at this year, they're like, this January has been hot. Then even next year, they realize January is hot. They're like, oh, so every January is hot. So through patterns, you can tell seasons, but that's just in Uganda. In other countries, the seasons are more definite. You find that if it's winter around December, it is winter around every December. If it is summer, it is summer, things like that. So all those are patterns in real life. Then there are also, okay, I was still explaining that, there is a stage in babies whereby they put whatever they have in the mouth. Then there is a stage whereby they just spoil everything they touch. Then there is a stage when you grow, you become an adolescent, you're rebellious. That is when you don't want to listen to your mother. I think you are still in that stage, right? I don't remember the bracket for the adolescent stage, but I know you people may still be in that stage. Then there is a stage when now you're trying to get money. Then there is a stage when people get married. So there is a pattern that people follow generally. Of course, some people divert from the pattern. Some people end up giving birth when they are teenagers. Some people give birth when they are over 40, but there is a specific pattern that life follows. Then there are also patterns in transport. Now, like the train, the way that train moves, it follows every day. They say at 7, it will be at this stop. At 11, it will be at this stop. You people are seeing the patterns in real life.
Yes, teacher.
Hello? Yes. So
Yes.
all those are patterns. Now, the relationship between patterns and sequences, patterns are similar to sequences, but sequences deal with definite figures. So with sequences, you're dealing with numbers. It could be number of days, number of months, number of people, number of organisms, but basically mostly you're dealing with numbers. And when you look at sequences over time, sequences become patterns. So we are going to look at sequences and patterns. We are going to first look at the mathematical view, how you view sequences mathematically, how you view patterns mathematically. Then later we shall apply it to real life, and then later I'll give you an activity of progression. Okay, so if I ask you what a sequence is in your own words, what would you say? You can use real words, or you can use an example to define what a sequence is. Yes, Marilyn?
Okay, sequences are when numbers move, then they keep on moving, but the way they are moving is through a particular number, like 2, 3, 5. Those are composite. Sorry, those are like 2, 4, 6, 8. They're moving through a pattern of 2. Yeah. If it's 1, 3, 5, 7, they're moving through a pattern of odd numbers. Yeah, so that's it.
Okay, thank you, Marilyn. Yes, Aliyah.
When I think of sequence, I just think of continuous. Like when someone says sequence, you
Continue.
need to continue.
Okay, so like when you think of a sequence, you just think of like a continuous behavior.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, yes, Najinda. As I read Pamela's answer.
I think a sequence is something continuous in a particular order.
Okay,
Like
it's
for
continuous.
example,
Okay. For example, yes.
For example, let me give an example of 2, 4, like even numbers. Like even numbers are continuous. +2 +2 +2 +2.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Does anyone else want to give us their answer? Okay, the main things I'm getting from your answers, all of you, you keep using the word continuous. Sorry. You keep using the word continuous, then you use the word particular order. I think that's the common thing among all your definitions. Of course, some of you have given examples of what that particular order could be. It could be even numbers, odd numbers. It could even be, it could just be counting numbers. You know, there are some sequences whereby from the first number to the next number, you add 1, but from the second number to the third, you add 2, and then you keep adding, just counting numbers. Okay, so let me look at some of the answers in the chat. Okay, so Pamela says a sequence is a specific flow of numbers in order continuously. For example, 2, 4, 6, 8. Thank you, Pamela. Martha says, I think a sequence is a continuous numerical order of organization. Okay, thank you. So now Martha brings in the part that puts the part that clearly puts out the difference between a pattern and a sequence. With sequences, it's mainly numerical. They attach numbers to it. So for now, we are going to focus on sequences. Then later we shall look at how sequences become patterns and how those patterns help us in real life. So topic, I want people to keep at the back of mind that I'm going to ask you how these patterns help us, because we've already seen, we see patterns in gardens, we see patterns in clothes, we see patterns in normal behavior. So as we go on, I want people to think about how these patterns can help us. Okay? Then later I'll ask you. Okay, so I'm going to put a few sequences on the board, and then people will tell me the order they are following and maybe the missing numbers. Is that okay? I hope that is okay. So for those that want to follow, I'm using the mathematics prototype book. It's green. The cover is green. So I think it's still there on Google Classroom for those that use Google Classroom. Then I know some of you have the soft copies of these books on your phone, like separate remaining. Then e-learning program. So for this one, I'll be putting the questions on the board. Then there is another book I'm going to use. That one I'll be sharing with you my screen. Okay, so for today we shall write. That's, you know, sequence. You tell me the order, and then we discuss the following numbers. Okay, this one is really easy. I think Martha even gave it as an exam. This one. Okay. So who wants to one is following or the order? hopefully someone that has not yet put up their hand. We are very many. We are over 30, so I don't expect to see the same hands over and over 13. What pattern is it follow? The list was there. Okay, sorry about that. It was the internet connection that messed me up. Okay. My son already answered. Okay, Regina, you tell me what order the first sequence is following.
Teacher, I think I'm not thinking. The sequence is going to be completed by adding 3.
Adding 3. Okay, thank you. Let's check that. From 3 to 6, if you add 3, yes, you get 6. If you add 3 to 6, you get 9. If you add 3 to 9, you get 12. If you add 3 to 12, you get 15. Okay, so what's my next number? Yes, Martha, what's my next number? Your hand is up.
18.
Has Martha given me an answer? Okay, let me hear from Rihanna. What's the next number here?
18.
18, and then after 18?
21.
21, and then after 21?
24.
24. Okay. Then what about the second sequence? Martha, I don't know if you can hear me. I chose you to give me an answer and you didn't. Okay, yes, you give me the. Okay, so what's the order of my second sequence?
We're supposed to add 2.
2, eh? Okay. So they kept on adding 2. What's my next number after 12?
14.
14. And after 14?
16.
16. And after 16?
18.
18. Okay, thank you. Oh, there were also some answers in the chat room. Okay, thank you, Jemima. Thank you. Okay, so in the first order, they were adding 3. In the second, they were adding 2. Okay, let me add more sequences. Okay, so this one is not very obvious. So what pattern or what order do you think they are following in this sequence? Oh, I already have hands. Okay, let me see who hasn't given me an answer. Okay, all of you have. Marilyn, what do you think? Oh, okay.
I think here we are adding 5.
Okay, so let's plus 5. 12 plus 5, 17. 17 plus 5, 22. Okay, So what would the next number be?
It would be 27.
27. Okay, thank you. So I hope people that had not yet covered sequences have, got an idea, because we just wanted to go through this and then we catch up. If you have any questions, you can ask, but basically this is it. And it's not always addition. Sometimes it is subtraction, sometimes it is division, sometimes it is multiplication, but it's always a particular order. You just have to find out what order it is. Okay, so I want to share with you a math trick or a game. It uses sequences, but then it's a trick people use. It's a trick people use, and then you will think that maybe the person knows a lot of mathematics. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to give me any 4-digit numbers. Any 4-digit numbers. That means any number between like 1,000 and 999,000. Sorry, 999. 9,999. Okay, yes, Paula. What number should I use?
1,200.
1,200, like that.
I add more.
Okay. You give me another one. Any number.
One.
Number. Still one.
1,400.
Okay, let me use Rita's 75327. Okay, so I'm going to put a number. I'm going to also put a number, then I'll ask you to put. But then before we even extension, and you pushed it, it's short. It won't reach. But I think it will work. Okay, sorry about that interruption. I'm seeing many numbers. Okay, let's start with this one instead. Then we shall use one that uses those ones. Okay, so let's say our first number is 7,532. Then Marilyn has given me 4,558. 4,558. So before we even add anything, I can tell you what total we are going to get. I'm going to tell you what total we are going to get when we add them up, and then we shall be choosing random numbers. You will be giving me some numbers, and then I'll also be giving you some numbers. So let me see. Let me say we are going to get a total of 2,753, maybe 0. Okay, let's see if it will work. So I'm going to put a number, then someone will, okay, I think I'll just even choose numbers from the chat. I already have enough numbers. Okay, so now let me add maybe 5, okay, let me add 5,441. Then let me choose whose number now. Okay, I've already chosen Marilyn's number, Martha. Martha gave me 4,687. 4,687. So now let me also put, okay. So can someone help me check, when you add them, do you get that sum? Or we can check together, right? It is a trick I learned a long time ago. Okay, 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 1, 11, plus This is 9, that is 20, right? You write 0, you carry 2. This is 5 plus 5. Has someone already added it up? Okay, you add up and you tell me what sum you get. 5 plus 5, 10, 14, 15, 0, you carry 2. 10, 10, 20, 23, 25, right? 5, carry 2. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, so Martha has got what I wrote down. Okay, has anyone got a different one? No. Okay, does anyone know how I did it? How I found out what sum would get? Or can anyone guess? Or should we first try again? Someone may say,
You added up the numbers while you like writing them down.
Or maybe it's a sequence of if you add 4-digit numbers of a certain number, you will come up with this exact number.
Okay, let me try again.
Or it's because of the patterns. Or it's because of the patterns and the sequences.
The patterns and sequence. Okay, let's try again. I'm going to get the first 2 numbers from you people. I have so many numbers in the chat, so let me choose from there. So after this one is the one I will use to explain to you people. Okay, so as if I've used all the numbers. Okay, it's okay, I can use one again. So I have 4, 6, 8, 7. Okay, so you people prepare to give me another number. Which other number should I put there? Any 4-digit number?
3, 3, 3, 3.
3, 3, 3, 3. So someone said I've been adding up the numbers while what? While writing them down. I'm going to write the sum before I add up the numbers. Okay? I'm going to write the sum before I add up the numbers, and then I'll be adding my number and you will also be giving me your number. So we see whether you can really add them up in such a short time. Okay, let me first write the sum. I think the sum will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 5. That's what I think the sum will be. Okay. People are already giving me numbers. Let me first put my own. Okay. So okay, let me also put 6, 6, 6, 6. Let me choose like one from here. Okay, I have 2,
4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8.
Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4. First, let me first put mine. So you have okay, so someone has said 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so should we add up together? You guys can add up and you tell me. 10, 16 plus this one, 16 plus 9, you have 25. 25 plus 8. Okay, let me add one more number. Let me add 7, 5, 3, 1. You can use your calculators to just put everything in at once and then you tell me. But I know some of you don't have calculators, right? Because your parents don't want you to use the calculators, they want you to use your head. You can just add it up, okay? 9 plus 1, 10 plus 8, 18, then 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Is it coming out? Let me check the chat. I'm seeing some. It is not. Let me see. Maybe I messed out. I messed up.
It's not.
Okay, let me see. Maybe I messed up my trick. Okay, how about if you stop here?
Still not.
Should we add it up together? Okay, let's add together. 7 plus 3 is 10, right? 10 plus 6, you have? Okay, so
It comes out.
Okay, okay. Now let me
It comes out.
Okay, now let me show you how I did it. Okay, I'm going to show you how I did it. Since now we've confirmed that it comes out, right? And then you can try it out with your parents and your siblings, and you show them, right? Okay, so the first number I wrote was 4687, and it was given by you people, right?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so when you're doing this trick, you
Yes,
make sure
teacher.
that yes, what you do, you give the person that you're doing it with the liberty to give the first two numbers. So you people gave me this one, then Paula gave me 3, 3, 3, 3. So in this trick, you're going to give yourself a chance to give two numbers, and the other person will give you 4. They'll give you the first two numbers, and then you'll give the next one, then the person will give the next one, then you'll give the next one. So you give 2, and she gives those are 3. They are not 4, they are 3. So after they've given you the first 2 digits, what you do, whatever digit you write, for you when you're writing your digit, you make sure that the sum of the digit before and the digit you're writing is 9. So we are going to be using 9 as our order. It's the order we are going to follow. So here, when you're putting your number, you make sure that whatever digit you add to the number before, you get 9. So here you remember I put 6, 6, 6, 6. You realize that when you add 6 plus 3, 6, you get 9. Have you got that part?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Then the person will give you another digit. The person will give you another digit. Let's say maybe the person gives you 2021. I've forgotten the digit that was there. The person will say, okay, 2021. Then now for you give that second digit. Still you follow the same thing. You just make sure that whatever digit you write, when you add it up to the upper digit, you get 9. So who can tell me what number I would have to add here?
800, 706, 8.
Why 8? When you add 8 to 2,
7,900. 7,900.
978.
70. No, 76.
78.
78, sorry.
78. Okay. So when you look at these things, when you add them, you get 9. Now, when these two numbers, whenever you have these two numbers, their digits add up to 9, and also these ones, their digits add up to 9, the answer you will get will always be similar to this value. How? You get a 2, you add it to the beginning, and then you write the number the way it is up to here. You have 4, 6, 8. Then here you subtract that 2. Why do you subtract that 2? Because you've written it to here. Okay? You've already written it 2 here, so you just write the remaining part, and the remaining part will be 5. Have you guys seen the trick?
Okay, teacher.
So have you learned it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Rihanna, your hand is up.
No. Teacher, please may you repeat?
Okay, I'm going to
Teacher,
repeat. Yes,
excuse me,
Rihanna.
teacher.
Yes.
I've not understood the part where you get that 2 from.
Okay, that's fine. Let me first use this to explain, and then we shall do the next trick together. So you remember when we were starting, you gave me 2 digits. You gave me 4, 6, 8, 7, and then you gave me 3, 3, 3, 3. And then I told you I'm going to give you the sum before we even add up. How do you get the sum? When you're dealing with this pattern or this sequence, your sum will always start with 2. Your sum will always start with 2. So your first digit of your answer will be a 2. What will be the rest of the digits? You add the first digit you write, or the first digit the person gives you. You just write the first 3 the way they are. So you have 4, 6, 8. Now, instead of writing 7, we are going to write 5. Why? Because we visualize. Remember last time I talked about visualization. Visualization is when you don't do something, but you do it in your head. People do it all the time. When they ask you what is 9 minus 2 and you're like 7, you've not counted fingers, you've not used your calculator, but you've done it in your head and you know it is 7. So here we visualize that the 2 that you wrote here was taken from the last digit here. And when you remove that 2 from 7, you have 5. So that when you add 5 plus 2, you get that's 7. Okay, Paula says other people cram. Yes, some people cram, some people visualize. Do you know those things when you're in a paper and you remember the exact page in your book where the answer is? You even remember your handwriting, like you see it in your head.
Yeah.
Yes, that is what you call visualization. When you see something, you see the brain cannot tell the difference between reality and imagination. So when you see something in your book many times, for example, if you have like few notes to read and you keep reading the same notes, after some time the notes will be in your head. Like you'll be able to remember which number the answer was. You remember the order. If there were 5 points, you remember the first point, the second, in that same order. That is visualization. Then sometimes you can imagine something so many times that you start thinking, is it real? Is it not real? Yeah. Jemtai, you have a question? Rita, I'm waiting for your question. Your hand is up.
Teacher.
Yes?
Okay, when I added all the numbers, I got 2 plus the first number you wrote. How did the first?
I've not heard
Teacher?
properly. Yes?
I added all the numbers that you gave, and I got 2 plus the first number you wrote.
Okay, yes.
How did the 5 come?
Oh, but I've just explained how the 5 comes about. Okay, let me use a different number in case so that people get the point. Here we have 7. When you put a 2 here, the 5 will be here. If we had let me say 4. If we had 4 instead of 7, the 2 would come here, and here we would remain with 2. Actually, let's use that. Here we would remain with 2. So basically, you write 2, then you write the digit the way it is, and then you subtract the 2 from the last digit, and then you write the remainder. That is the trick. If it was what? If it was 9, you would write 2 here, and here it would be 7. If it was 5, you would write 2 here, and here it would be what? However, people didn't hear. Like if this was 5, you would write 2 here, and what would your last digit be?
5.
3.
It would be 3.
3.
Some people are still, yeah, some people are still
3.
not getting the trick properly. But at least, yes, it would be 3. Okay, so that is how you get the sum. For you, after reviewing your first 2 digits, you look at the first digit they gave. You look at the first digit they gave, you write 2, then you write those 3 digits, and then you subtract 2 from the last digit. Okay. Rita, your hand is still up. Rihanna, yes?
Teacher, what if you ask someone for a number and then they give you the first number as 2000? So how are you supposed to do like 0 minus the 2?
You write it as 0. If the last digit is 0, you write it as 0, because what our point is, the first digit plus this digit should give you the last digit here. The 2 plus the 3 should give you 5. So in case here you had a 0, after you have put your 2 here, this would be 0. Hey, but it wouldn't give you 0. The trick doesn't work if it is 0. That's why when Paula gave me the first numbers, this, I was like, let's first leave it. Paula, you remember your first number?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to teach you many tricks. The one for 0 is also different. So I'll teach that one also. Then I'll also teach you one for cards. All of them, they use sequences. But the one for cards, some of you may know. Okay, so are we together now? Yes?
Yes, teacher. we are.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So then now, after you've given your 2 digits and you've written for them the sum,
Sure.
of course they don't know how you got the sum, but for you, you know. For you, you know how you got it. So you tell them, okay, let me get a number and I add. Now for you, whatever number they give you, even if they give you, let's say maybe, what number? Maybe like what, 255? Even if they, okay, let me use like 2517. For you, make sure whatever number you add will complete it and make it a 9, like that. And then whenever they add, they'll get that digit. So you can try it out later. You can try it out later alone. You just get any 2 random numbers, and then you add 1, making sure that when you add the sums, you get 9. Then you get another random number. Then you add 1, making sure that when you get the sums, you have 9. And you see whether you get that sum. Then once you master the trick, then you can start applying it on other people. Make sure that you master the trick so that when you get there, you don't fidget. Okay?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Okay, make sure you try that.
Yes, teacher.
You try it out, because on Monday I'll ask you people which people tried it out and did it work. You can try it out with your dad, you can try it out with your mom, you can try it out with your sibling. Me, I tried it out with everyone at home and everyone was wondering how I'm coming up with the number. But now that you know, you don't think it's a big deal, but when you're showing someone, they'll wonder, how did this person do it? Okay, so for today, we are going to learn that one. Then tomorrow we shall learn the one that has zeros. Not tomorrow, next time. And then the next time we shall learn the one for cards. There is one for cards. I'll also teach it to you. Just that now the one for cards, I think I would need only one person to represent the group, because it's one-on-one. It's one-on-one. So like I need, because you will choose the card. Yes, Paula?
When will we meet?
When will we what?
When will we have the next lesson?
I think on Monday, according to the timetable. The next math lesson is on Monday, but tomorrow we have chemistry together. So just make sure by Monday you have tried out that trick with someone you know.
Okay.
Okay. But you don't have to teach them, just tell them for you, you know. Tell them you know. You don't have to teach them, just tell them, yeah, I just know. I just look at numbers.
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Okay. The next time I will do the one for cards. That means I have to buy cards. You people are going to make me buy cards. Okay. So let me see. How much time do we have left? We have about 10 minutes left. Okay. So in those 10 minutes, I'm going to share my screen and we look at one table. And then we call it a day. Okay. Share screen. Share screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes. Okay, someone has a question. Let me check who. Barbara.
So
yes,
what if-
Barbara.
So what if the number is 1?
Pardon?
like when you're doing the pattern for the trick, and the
You're
last
asking
number-
about the trick? Okay, let's finish the table, then I answer. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay. So here in the table, they are showing their digits, and then they've shaded some. And they want you to state the multiples of 3 that are found in the square. Do you people remember what multiples are?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, okay. So you look at this table and you tell me which multiples of 3 you see. So you can first look at the first row, the second, then you keep giving me the multiples that you see. Okay, let me check participants so that if you raise your hands, I can see. Hi, yes, my son.
I see. Yes, it's my son.
Okay.
I see 3. I see 6. I see 9. So I see 12. I see 15. I see 15. I see 18. I see 21. I see 24. I see 27. I see 30. I see 33. I see 36. I see 39. I see 42. I see 45. I can see 48. I can see 48. I can see 52. Sorry, 51.
24.
51, sorry.
Mm.
I can see 54. I can see 57, 60. I can see 60. I can see 63. I can see 66. I can see 60. 69. 72. 70. 75. 78. 81, 84, 87, 90, 93, 96, 99.
99.
Yeah, those are all.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let me first stop sharing a bit. In case someone is not sure how she was getting it, since it is multiples of 3, you remember in the previous program or in the previous term, people covered divisibility tests. So sometimes divisibility tests come in handy in such cases when dividing everything might seem a bit tiresome, because to get the multiples of 3, you could have divided each number in the square by 3, and whichever gives you a whole number when you divide by 3 is a multiple of 3. But then you could also have used the divisibility test of 3, which is the easier way. Who remembers the divisibility test of 3? It is one of the simple ones. Who remembers it? Okay, yes, Marilyn, what's the divisibility test of 3?
I remember we said that if you add the number and it adds up as a multiple of 3, then that number is divisible by 3.
Then that number is divisible by 3. And usually, you know, it's easy to state the first multiples. The first ones, especially those like between 1 and 20, they are very easy to see. You can just look at a number and tell that this is a multiple of 3, this is a multiple of 2, this is a multiple of 5. So the divisibility test requires you to add up the numbers, and if the sum of the 2 numbers or the 3 numbers or the 1 number is a multiple of 3, then that whole number is divisible by 3. Yes, Paula?
I was going to answer that we should determine the 2 to 5 digit numbers that are divisible by 3. That if the sum of the digits in a multiple of 3, it is divisible by 3.
Oh, okay. So I don't know if that's what she was using. I'm not sure, but that is like an easy way of finding out. Okay, so I hope everyone can see my screen. So when you look at those shaded numbers, what common thing do they have? They tell you this square shows multiples of a number. What is this number? They mean that shaded part, the pink part. What number has multiples that are in that shaded part? So of course you look at those shaded parts and okay, you live in the class to the same people, yet the people in the class. Shams, are you giving me an answer?
Yeah, teacher, it's 4. Multiples of 4.
Okay, multiples of 4. So I wanted us to finish this table, but it's okay. We can start from there next time. Or I can give it as an exercise. I can give all this as an exercise. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it as an exercise so that you do it either after this lesson or even over the weekend. And then next time when we meet, we shall just look at the things that gave you hard time. And then we can learn more tricks. And then we can also apply. I think we shall start applying from around here, describing the general rule. Then I'll tell you which professions use sequences. I'll show you how you're going to use sequences later on. One thing you should know is that there is nothing in this life that has no mathematics. Even your hair. Even your hair has what? Has mathematics. Actually, your hair follows a certain sequence. Your DNA follows a certain sequence. The way you walk follows a certain sequence. Like there is a reason why you don't walk. There is a reason why you say left, right, or right, left. There is a reason why you take one step at a time. There is a reason why you don't walk like this, 1, 1, 1, 1. Have you ever seen anyone walking like that unless they're exercising? But when you're walking normally,
I wanted to ask, is that the reason why we can't walk in a straight line? Like if you walk in a straight line, sometimes you may fall on the other side.
Oh, no, that is something to do with the brain. It is something to do with the brain. Your question is also connected to as to why when you overturn around, you lose balance. It is also connected to why some people get. Have you ever been in a car? The car is moving. It could be your mom's car or a taxi, but you're also texting or you're watching something, and after some time you just feel sick. Has that ever happened to you?
Yes.
And sometimes you're not even watching anything. Sometimes if the car is Okay, yeah, there is car sickness, and some people just get car sick even just by the car moving. Like if the car is bypassing things and you just keep seeing things passing by, that can also cause car sickness. Okay, someone wants to know the pages so that they just go to the work and do it. Okay, so the first exercise is on page 72. If that one has solutions, so you just try. That's it. Okay, just like from page 7, there is an exercise. 72, there is an exercise. 74, there is an exercise. So what I'll do, I'll mark. You can use the one on page. You can first finish the one on page 72, and then you mark yourself because the solution is there. Then the one that I will mark is from page 74 to page 78. This one is the one you should hand in. You don't need to write. You don't need to write the questions. I'll have the questions when I'm marking. Then where do you hand in? Yes, Mariam.
Some of us did that work in Central and we finished.
Oh.
Teacher?
Okay, yes.
Where do we hand in the work?
You hand into the e-learning program. Okay, when I was starting this topic, I told you that I know that some people covered the topic and finished it. So if this is like for your own self-help, I'm not going to be very strict in this topic. So if you feel that you want to do the work, you do it and hand in. I'll mark the people that have handed in. I won't follow up. I won't ask Azra, why haven't you handed in those things? I won't. It's okay. I'll start being strict on bearing. So if you did the work and you feel there is no need to repeat, then it's okay, don't repeat. If you did the work and you still want to do it, then it's okay, you do it. Like it's totally optional. Okay. Hey, Bambi sample didn't even start the topic. Okay, now you try everything and you hand in and receive. But this topic is super easy, by the way. I am sure people, you hand into the e-learning program. We are going to help you on WhatsApp and explain. And for those that are not on WhatsApp, tomorrow when I finish my chemistry lesson, I'll explain in person. Okay, which other question haven't I answered? Which pages I've answered? Yes.
Excuse me, teacher.
Excuse me.
Some of us wanted to be added to the group. Like I had this a WhatsApp group for NGS online, and some of us wanted to.
Okay. Let me give you my number. When you can text me now. Whoever will text me, even if I don't reply you, you will be added into the group. So you just save that number. That's my number. You inbox me, then I'll save you. Then there is someone using Intricate Media UG.
Yeah.
I think they had a question. Yes, what's your question?
I'm asking, like, are you going to mark the work?
Yes, I'm going to mark it and give it back to you. And you see.
He's a boy.
And where I need to comment, I'll comment, either using audio or using words. Yes, I'll mark the work and I'll send it back. Then I'm also going to request you that in the next lesson you rename. Do you know how to rename?
Yeah.
Yes, you rename so that I don't call you Intricate Media.
Actually, I was using the company name. Yeah. Our name,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, you will rename next time. So someone is excited that we have a boy in the class. That is a normal pattern in behavior for girls.
Teacher, who is it?
My name is Henry.
Henry, okay.
Yeah.
Henry, you're very welcome. We are very excited to have you.
Which school is Henry?
Oh, from Namidiango College. Okay, you're very welcome.
Then another person has named himself or herself COVID.
COVID-19. You people rename, because now if we start calling you these names, you'll get offended. Because imagine being called COVID-19. Okay, so I'll see you people next time. Next time we shall learn another trick and we shall learn more things. Okay. So
when is the next lesson?
The next math lesson is on Monday, but I'll see you again tomorrow for chemistry.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thank you, teacher, for teaching.
Thank you, teacher, for
welcome.
teaching.
Thank you, teacher, for teaching.
Thank you,
Thank
teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Thank you for that lesson. Bye.